The show began with Ricochet making his entrance first, followed by his opponent Happy Corbin. They showed a pre-tape promo from Corbin. The commentary team was Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Ricochet with a head scissors that sent Corbin out of the ring. Back in the ring, Corbin with a dropkick, kick to the knee and a standing shooting star press for 2. Ricochet went for a move, but Corbin stopped him with a punch. Corbin with forearms to the back. Ricochet came back with a handspring elbow off the ropes. Ricochet went to attack, Corbin sent him into the apron and Ricochet landed on the turnbuckle. Ricochet did a twisting attack off the middle rope onto Corbin on the floor. The match returned with Corbin on the floor. Ricochet tried a kick, but Corbin caught him and Cole called it a world's strongest slam, like Mark Henry, onto the commentary table. That was what the slam was. The table did not break. Corbin sent Ricochet into the barricade and then back into the ring with a punch to the face. Corbin sent Ricochet face first into the turnbuckle for 2. When Ricochet tried a handspring attack off the ropes, Corbin hit him with a forearm to the back and Ricochet was sent out of the ring. Ricochet got back into it with a counter move into a DDT. Ricochet with punches, then kicks to the body and a kick to the head sent Corbin into the corner. Ricochet with a shoulder tackle. Corbin got a hold of Ricochet, but Ricochet did a head scissors. Corbin hit the deep 6 slam for a 2 count. That is the usual result for that move. Ricochet with a kick that knocked Corbin down. Ricochet jumped off the top, Corbin moved and Corbin hit a boot to the face followed by a slam off the shoulders for 2. Ricochet with a knee lift, then a super kick and a kick to the face. Ricochet went up top and hit a shooting star press for the pinfall win after 12 minutes. The first pinfall or submission wins. The winners face Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah later in the show. Pat said that this was amazing. I don't know about that, but he's an excitable guy. Tamina super kicked Natalya off the apron and Tamina tried a pin on Deville, but Doudrop broke out the pin. Lee was legal against Nikki with a lift into the top rope. Shotzi tagged in with a splash onto Nikki's back and Tamina broke out the pin. Brooke tagged in with a handspring elbow, Nikki with a neck breaker on Brooke, and then they took turns going into the ring doing moves. Lots of illegal action. Natalya hit a discus clothesline on Lee and she tossed Shotzi out of the ring. Brooke was back in with a clothesline. Deville tagged Brooke to make herself legal and then Dana suplexed Nikki onto a pile of women on the floor. Deville was legal so she put Nikki into the ring and covered for the pinfall win. This went only 3 minutes. Half that was chaotic and hard to follow with all the women going into the ring to do moves. I'm fine with the result. It was just a bit weird to see how they booked it that way with some women not even legally into the match. They did the big spot with the Brooke/Nikki suplex onto the pile of girls and Deville was smart and Sheamus said that next week, the Brawling Brutes will be drinking pints when he becomes your new Intercontinental Champion. Sheamus said that he'll be the first ever Ultimate Grand Slam champion when he beats Gunther. The Intercontinental Champion Gunther interrupted with Ludwig Kaiser by his side and they went into the ring with Sheamus. Kaiser spoke, so Sheamus told him to stop because nobody knew what he was saying. Sheamus said that his beef was with Gunther, who calls himself the Ring General. Sheamus said, "You look at a real ring general right here." Sheamus talked about beating Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, John Cena, Roman Reigns and even the King of Kings himself, Triple H. Sheamus said that nobody in this business has it banger after banger after banger, that means great matches, like him. Sheamus said that he sees a lot of himself in Gunther and it's been years since he's seen somebody possess the brutal qualities that Gunther has. Sheamus said that it reminds him of himself. Sheamus said that Gunther loves to go to war in this ring, so there's a lot of similarities. Sheamus said he wants that Intercontinental Championship. Sheamus promised Gunther that he'll take that title off his body and into the belly of the Red Dragon. Gunther told Sheamus that he's a man to be respected and he'll give him that. Gunther said that he's the Intercontinental Champion, so to protect this title he'll teach Sheamus what violence really means. Gunther said not only will he retain the title, but he'll chop Sheamus' chest and he'll break the man that people feel cannot be broken. Gunther told Sheamus that he'll break him. Butch went after Kaiser leading to a brawl while Gunther continued to stare at Sheamus. Holland tripped up Kaiser on the floor, but Kaiser sent Holland over the barricade. Gunther and Butch got into a fight in the ring again while Gunther and Sheamus continued to stare at each other. Gunther backed out of the ring with Kaiser to end it. It was the second straight week with Zayn talking to Reigns like that. Jay continues to be mean to Zayn while Jimmy is nice to him. I like how Sami has a lot of confidence against Drew even though the audience knows that Drew is going to kick his ass. Sami's whole character is that he's a bullshitter that acts like he's a bigger star than he is, in his own mind. I think it's all leading to something where the Usos and Reigns are going to blame Zayn if Reigns loses to Drew or at least do something leading to Zayn getting his ass kicked by all of them. It's probably the plan to turn Zayn into a babyface. That's what it feels like anyway. Natalya started with Aaliyah in a battle of Canadians as Aaliyah got a couple of near falls. Raquel tagged in with a shoulder tackle for 2 as Deville broke up the pin. Aaliyah tossed Deville out of the ring. Aaliyah jumped off the apron onto Deville. Natalya gave Aaliyah a Michinoku driver on the floor as Raquel checked on her partner. They went to break there. The match returned with Raquel hitting a double suplex on Natalya and Deville at the same time for a 2 count on Deville. Raquel with a fallaway slam across the ring. Natalya with a distraction, then Deville tripped up Raquel and took over from there. Natalya with a kick while Raquel was against the ropes. Deville with a kick to the chest for a 2 count. Deville with a chinlock, then Natalya charged and Raquel slammed both women down to the mat. Raquel with a headbutt on Deville, then a kick and corner splashes on both women. Raquel with a corkscrew elbow drop off the ropes for 2 on Deville. Natalya went in illegally to trip up Raquel, who kicked Natalya out of the ring, and then Deville hit a running knee for 2. Raquel picked up Deville for the Texana bomb for the pinfall win after 8 minutes. That was booked in a way to make Raquel look dominant, getting the win by herself while Aaliyah didn't do much as a teammate. The crowd didn't care about this much. Sonya had that one near fall with the running knee, but it was easy to see who was going to win this match considering the finals in the tournament was against a heel team. It was fine for what it needed to be in terms of putting over Raquel's dominance. New Day's Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods were in the ring with Woods in a wheelchair along with a boot on his foot. Woods talked about how they made fun of the Viking Raiders and Kofi talked about how they got their asses kicked by the Viking Raiders. Woods said, "We saw the Viking funeral and burning boxes of Bootio cereal." Woods mentioned that they burned New Day shirts, unicorn horns and burning their legacy. Kofi said that they got a chance to do a lot of great things and here come the Viking Raiders. It was interrupted by the Viking Raiders with Eric said this was pathetic. Ivar said that instead of a send-off, they're out here sniveling. Eric claimed that Vikings despise weakness, so it makes them sick to see New Day groveling like a wounded animal. Ivar said that sometimes the best thing to do to a wounded animal is put them down. The Viking Raiders went into the ring. Kofi tried to get them to stop and then Woods was back up as the New Day beat up the Viking Raiders with kendo sticks. The Viking Raiders left the ring while Woods threw the wheelchair at them. It was an obvious case of the faces outsmarting the dumb heels. They will probably have a match soon to settle this rivalry. Later in the show, it was announced that the match will be next week. It was back in the parking lot again with Maximum Male Models riding Hit Row Sucks on the bus. Hit Row challenged them to a match for next week and said that it was not their bus. The Street Profits walked off the bus, so the Maximum Male Models ran away. Next week on SmackDown, Roman Reigns celebrates 2 years as Universal Champion. Ronda Rousey's final judgment. Karrion Kross in ring debut, or return. Hit Row vs Maximum Male Models. Butch vs Ludwig Kaiser. Viking Rules match, Falls Count Anywhere, The New Day vs Viking. Drew talked about his return to WWE, saying that in his time away from the company, he found his confidence and found out the right path for Drew McIntyre. They showed Drew winning the WWE title as the first UK wrestler to be the WWE Champion. Drew said that he always wanted to be the face of the industry he loves. Drew talked about how Reigns was so impressive, but Drew is going to take him down. Drew said that this is going back home to the UK and in front of 70,000 Brits along with the entire world, Drew's destiny will finally be fulfilled. Drew told Roman that he's coming to Drew's Island and Drew is going to his head off his F-King body. Drew counted 1, 2, 3 to end it. Drew McIntyre made his entrance to a good pop with the giant sword Angela in hand. He hasn't had the sword with him for a few